Much has changed about pine needles since Sorenstam brought it to its knees 26 years ago. Kyle Franz led a major restoration project in 2017, and this week the course looked a lot like what Donald Ross envisioned when he built the place in the 1920s. Sandy native areas line the fairways, and the bunkers are jagged and scraggly around the edges. This paved the way for an awesome weekend at the US Open. This and more golfing news in today's video. First, Minjee Lee celebrates special US Open win, turns focus to conquering the next major. On Saturday evening, as Lee addressed the media following her third-round 67, she offered a confident and prescient answer when asked about her final round game plan. "I'm just going to try and make as many birdies as I can," she said. She made good on her promise. After surviving the pre-round jitters, Lee teed up her Shrikson on the first tee and ripped driver down the left side of the fairway. Her second swing of the day sent the ball piercing through the eastern breeze and finished within 30 feet of the flag. 2 putts later, her first circle of the day was on the card. Her second hole was equally fruitful. Fairway, green, jarred putt, a long one this time. Lee's lead was suddenly up to 5 as she walked to the third tee box at 15 under. But on a day when pine needles finally played like a true US Women's Open test, the middle portion of Lee's round was a battle. Lee didn't have her usual ball-striking moxie Sunday, dropping a shot at the 5th and another at the 7th. Just 2 players broke par on Sunday, and drop shots were inevitable. But even when the ship was unsteadied, there was nothing that could sink the Aussie. Not a missed green or a wonky lie in a sandy native area, or a 3-putt on the tricky Bermuda greens. More often than not, when Lee found trouble, she escaped unscathed. "I didn't hit it that well," she said. "I had really good saves, up and downs from a lot of places. That was enough to get it done today." When she stepped onto the 18th tee, her lead was 5 over her playing partner. The only drama that remained was the question of if Lee would break the US Women's Open scoring record. Next, Graham McDowell stumped by uncomfortable questions as golfers put aside reprehensible Saudi moves to join series. The stars of the new Saudi-funded golf league tried to fend off concerns about human rights abuses and signing up to accept hundreds of millions of dollars despite the risk of being banned from long-standing events. After announcing he quit the PGA Tour to join the LIV Golf Series, Dustin Johnson evaded questioning about the source of the $34 million prize fund for each event flowing from Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund. The first LIV Golf Invitational is taking place outside London from Thursday. Another former winner, Graham McDowell, was left at a news conference trying to publicly reconcile causing fractures in golf by signing for the Rebel Series that appears to be part of Saudi Arabia's attempt to reshape its image as a backer of lavish sports events rather than one associated with human rights abuses. The Northern Irish golfer, who won the US Open and Ryder Cup in 2010, did bring up the 2018 murder of Jamal Khashoggi in the Saudi consulate in Istanbul as a legitimate area of concern of joining a series he accepts is incredibly polarizing for the sport. "Take the Khashoggi situation," he said. "We all agree that's reprehensible. Nobody is going to argue that fact." U.S. intelligence services said they believe the killing of the U.S.-based Saudi journalist came at the orders of the Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, who heads the Public Investment Fund. The prince denies wrongdoing. The fund is providing the hundreds of millions of dollars in sign-on fees and prize money that is enticing players away from the established tours and jeopardizing their participation in the majors and Ryder Cup. Human rights groups describe Saudi Arabia's efforts as sports washing its image. McDowell tried to avoid discussing the specifics of the country he is effectively working for. Moving on, Phil Mickelson opened up on embarrassing gambling losses before $277 million cash incentive to join Rebel Tour. Phil Mickelson has described his previous gambling habits as reckless and embarrassing, opening up about his troubled past after arriving in London ahead of the opening LIV Golf Invitational event. Federal auditors investigating Mickelson's role in an insider trading scheme found his gambling losses totaled more than $56 million from 2010 to 2014, according to an excerpt from author Alan Shipnuck's biography of the 6-time major winner. In an interview with SI.com, Mickelson said that hundreds of hours of therapy had since helped him overcome his gambling addiction. "My gambling got to a point of being reckless and embarrassing. I had to address it," he said. Mickelson's annual income in 2012, the time of the Dean Foods stock deal that netted Mickelson nearly $1 million in 1 week, was estimated at about $67 million. Shipnuck also said money was largely behind his split with longtime caddy Jim Bones McKay in 2017. He wrote that McKay left Mickelson after the Memorial that year over a series of simmering grievances, including hundreds of thousands of dollars in back pay. Mickelson spoke as he prepares to tee off at the Centurion Club on Thursday after signing up for the Saudi-backed LIV Golf Invitational. According to the Telegraph in London, Mickelson received $277 million up front to appear on the circuit for at least 3 years. Mickelson's arrangement comfortably surpasses the reported $174 million that motivated former world number 1 Dustin Johnson to leave the PGA Tour. There are 12 12 other PGA Tour members in the 48-man field competing for a $28 million purse over 54 holes. The winner will receive $5.75 million, to date the richest prize in golf. Next, Tiger Woods pulls out of U.S. Open, says he needs more time to get his leg right. Tiger Woods has withdrawn from the U.S. Open, saying that his damaged right leg needs more time to get stronger to contend in the majors. Woods made a surprise return at the Masters just 14 months after he broke bones in his right leg and ankle in a February 2021 car crash outside Los Angeles. He made the cut at Augusta National, then played the PGA Championship at Southern Hills. Even though he made another cut, Woods was limping badly on the Saturday and withdrew after the third round. The first time he had withdrawn on the weekend at a major. Woods posted on Tuesday on social media, "My body needs more time to get stronger for major championship golf." He said he hopes to be ready to play in a charity Pro-Am event in Ireland ahead of the British Open at St. Andrews, where he won 2 of his 3 claret jugs. This will be the 6th time in the last 12 years Woods does not play the U.S. Open, which he has won 3 times, most recently at Torrey Pines in 2008 when he had a double stress fracture in his left leg and shredded knee ligaments that required reconstructive surgery when the event was over. He last played in 2020 at Winged Foot and missed the cut. Before the previous 2 majors, Woods sent the internet buzzing with private plane tracking sites indicating he was at Augusta National and Southern Hills a week or so early for a scouting trip, a clear sign he was thinking about playing. Finally, Bryson DeChambeau, Patrick Reed to join Saudi-funded league in the U.S. Major champions Bryson DeChambeau and Patrick Reed plan to sign up with the Saudi-funded LIV Golf Invitational Series in time for the rival circuit to start playing in U.S. cities, a British newspaper reported. The Daily Telegraph says Greg Norman and his staff that runs LIV Golf Investments plan to announce the latest 2 defections from the PGA Tour on Friday. The inaugural LIV Golf Invitational at Centurion Golf Club, which features Dustin Johnson, Phil Mickelson, and Sergio Garcia, is set to begin today. DeChambeau was among the earliest recruits to the Saudi League in January. That changed when Mickelson brought unwanted attention to the nascent league with interviews that disparaged the PGA Tour and the Saudis who are funding the LIV Golf Investments. Johnson was the biggest name to announce his support for the PGA Tour in February, and DeChambeau followed suit. DeChambeau won the U.S. Open at Winged Foot in 2020 at a time when he captivated golf with his out-of-the-box thinking that more speed and more power would change the game. He added 40 pounds of muscle and mass, and his ball speed off the driver hit 320 kilometers per hour. He also competed in long drive exhibitions. Patrick Reed is presented with the green jacket by Sergio Garcia after winning the 2018 Masters. Reed won the 2018 Masters for his only major. Along with being known for his grit and short game, he was a prime source of heckling in U.S. galleries for moving sand away from his golf ball in the Bahamas in 2019, a clear violation of the rules. Players are getting massive signing bonuses to join Norman's league. The Telegraph reports Johnson getting $208 million even before competing for $34 million funds at each of the 8 LIV events on the schedule. That's all the time we had for today, guys. Thanks for sticking around till the end. Follow for more golf news. Till next time, cheers!